guys, it's Saturday, and welcome back to the den. So I have my aunt K2 here. I don't know if you guys remember her from, how long ago was it? Like a year and a half ago? 2 years ago, a while ago, when we did LGBT history?
Sure, yeah.
Something like that?
Yep.
Yeah. So I decided for Discrimination Week, because my aunt, as we've discussed previously, is she has never hidden the fact she's a lesbian, so I figured perfect person to ask as far as discrimination. So what we wanted to talk about today was discrimination in her era, like when she was our age, the 70s versus today, and what the differences are. So what was discrimination like in the 70s? Was it right in your face? Was it...
Well, it was right in your face. It was clear that they were discriminatory because you didn't get certain jobs because of it. You didn't have opportunities that were provided for everybody else if you showed yourself as... So the women got jobs in factories and men went to the bakeries.
Right.
You know.
So it was very much like gender strict.
Yeah, and hairdressing. Yeah, they were very... there were a lot of gender roles playing then, too.
Right.
Yeah, a lot more. It was more set in stone. Today, because of the computer, you have so much more openness, and the kids are all quite open, really.
Right.
Amongst the young people, I find a huge difference. Amongst the elders, there's still, that veneer, but it's more hidden because it's not politically correct.
Yeah, well, of course. And then there's always the
can't really
religion.
show your outward hate,
Well, then there's always... Religion plays a huge part into that, and a lot of older people are like just so into their religion and so stuck by it that they just can't see past that. And
humongous. Yeah, it plays a role in whether somebody's going to come out of the closet or not, too, even.
Right.
And you wouldn't think in this day and age that could still be an issue, but oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now, was it like kind of even as far like discrimination against gay men and gay women? Like, was it pretty much the same sort of discrimination on the same level, or was it more acceptable? Like, I know in the 90s there was this whole fad where it was okay to be a gay woman, but a gay man it wasn't. So, like,
well, it's always been like that, unless you're in a certain social circle where you're artistic and you're doing the artsy things, and
right.
Was
there more outward discrimination towards gay men than there was to gay women?
Yes, there was always more outward discrimination against men, because two women living together could just be, sharing a place, and was
roommates, right? So it was a lot easier.
We use roommate as a term.
So
for
it was
lovers,
a lot.
Actually, yes,
so it was a lot easier. Would you say it was a lot easier for lesbians to kind of more, not really hide their sexuality, but more like blend in?
Oh, sure. Yeah. And have our families, and because I was a product of a family that had two mummies, right? So,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, my grandmother was also a lesbian.
Well,
Third generation here.
Yeah. In her day,
not third generation lesbian. I just want to clear that up.
For discrimination in her day, she was put away for not wearing 3 pieces of female clothing. She was put in the Don jail overnight because she didn't wear 3 pieces of female clothing, and the cops frisked her and found out she didn't have the right clothing, so away to jail she went.
When was that? In the 50s?
In the
40s?
In the 50s.
Wow.
Yeah. So we have come a long way, and that we have the right to marriage, whether it's even on my radar. It's never something I've ever ascribed to.
Well, marriage is one of those things
thought was even possible.
It's either something you're into or you're not, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so discrimination now, like, how is it versus the 70s? Would you say now it's more disguised?
Of course, yes, of course, because it's not politically correct. As I said before, it's not socially acceptable to call people names or to look at them and... Unless
you're on Big Brother or something like that, where it's going to get you publicity ratings.
Right, exactly.
And then you don't really care what people think because you're just a bitch anyway.
That's right. That's right.
But as far as discrimination now, like, do you see it as often. Well, clearly it you don't see it as often in the newspapers and in the media, but
On a personal
is it
level?
different forms of discrimination that you see now? I know there's a big thing right now with discrimination in the trans community, but just in general, is there like particular things?
The popularity of being the gay friend. Everybody wants to be your friend because you're the good gay friend.
Right.
They like you and you're in vogue, so it's nice to have a gay friend. That's a
Right.
different, strange
The
kind of
GBF,
discrimination. Yeah,
GBF, gay best friend.
yeah, it's a discrimination of a very weird and twisted kind.
Yeah, it's almost like that. It's that fine line, like when somebody says that it's not a racist term to say all Asian people are smart or all
Yeah,
Chinese people
yeah.
are smart. Like
Yeah.
that, you're defining it by race. It's therefore racism. So,
Being gay is socially acceptable.
well, it's socially
In
acceptable, and
North America.
with all the rights we're now protected in like the jobs in Canada.
Right, and that took a lot of fighting for that.
So you
sure.
you don't see the discrimination in that respect, but somebody like myself, having lost a job for coming out at work previously at that restaurant.
Oh, right.
So
You are a man.
It's still
You're a man, and I'm a woman. And
so yeah exactly. So it still happens,
Sure it does.
but it's more like sneaky and underhanded the way that it happens. Before they would just tell you to your face, and now they just kind of lie about it and.
Yeah.
So it still
Or
does
make you
happen.
Or
It's
make
not
you
as
redundant.
right.
You're just not needed.
Right.
Yes.
So it's still discrimination. Obviously, is prevalent in all of the aspects, but not as severe because of the equality and like
It's
you
just
said,
not
because it's
socially
more
acceptable,
right.
but it's there.
Yeah.
It's there. There's sometimes in some families a don't ask, don't tell policy.
Right. Yeah, you see way too many of those sad coming out stories online where people are just filming themselves coming out or telling their parents that they're getting married, and then they just like cut all ties at that point. It's just like, I don't understand how in this day and age you can still feel that way, but then again, I'm slightly biased on the situation.
Yeah. Wow. No, but then I've been an out lesbian since I've been little, so.
Right.
And my mother was, and so I don't feel the discrimination today as a lesbian
Right.
that you might experience as a male.
I don't really experience it on a day-to-day basis, just because the way I carry myself, just my natural demeanor, I come across, and I know a lot of people hate this term, but I come across more masculine. Mm-hmm. So people, and I guess it would be a form of discrimination, or I guess more prejudice, that people just assume that I'm straight, and they're more shocked that.
Ow.
We have the bum biter back here, little kitten Rocky, and he's just as rambunctious. Hi. And he's off. What was I saying? I lost it.
I did too.
Okay, so we were talking about something. We were on a tangent and we lost it because my cat decided to bite her on the bum, like he likes to do. So, so what do you guys think? I know a lot of you followers are a little bit, I don't want to say older, a little bit more mature. So, have you noticed any differences from when you were, say, our age, 20s, 30s, versus your age now? Do you notice any real change in discrimination? Do you find it more kind of underhanded, mischievous, or do you find it's just as equal as it was? Do you live in like a small community or a large community? Did that affect it? Yeah. So that is it for this week, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I just want to thank you again for all the submissions for the new member of the Den. We're going to be announcing that tomorrow, so look forward to that. So I do honestly and truly wish that we had a place for every single one of you. The submissions were absolutely fantastic. That's it for this week, guys. So thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Take care.